Every year, around a third of the food that we grow worldwide never makes it to the dinner table. That's about 1.3 billion tons of perfectly edible produce that's being discarded. It's not just the food that's going to waste, it's the energy and the land and the resources that it took to grow it in the first place. Can I get 4 of these, please? Cheers, man. I'm Russell Beard, and I've come to the UK to meet a local chef who's kickstarting a global movement to fight back against food waste. In 2013, in a deprived neighbourhood of Leeds called Armley, 29-year-old chef Adam Smith started a cafe with a difference. Adam, nice to meet you. Hi.
Welcome to Armley.
Thanks very much. So this is the Real Junk Food Project headquarters, is it?
Yeah, this is where the concept was founded, in this cafe right here. This is the first of its kind that operates wholly with surplus, excess and waste food, and that's what I think has made us unique, because how we will take anything, and you'll see it today, some of the food that we'll take. Going to the wholesalers, so the big fruit and veg wholesalers.
Adam grew up in Leeds before working as a chef in high-end restaurants and hotels around the world. After seeing the scale of waste, he decided to come home and focus on what he sees as a fundamental flaw in the food system.
Why do we have over 1 billion tons of food going to waste on this planet, and yet over 1 billion people don't have access to food? How is that allowed to happen in the same place at the same time? In Leeds in 2012, there was 22,000 people officially diagnosed as malnourished. In Leeds, we're not even talking about Africa anymore, we're talking about Leeds.
Adam's out intercepting food nearly every day, and one of his biggest suppliers is a local fruit and veg wholesaler.
Every week or so we get visited by the market inspectorate. If they find something they deem to be not fit for human consumption, it might just have a mouldy item in a box, then they put a notice on that product and we're unable to sell it.
Sell the mouldy product or the box?
The whole box. You can't sell the whole box. It has to go in the bin. There's no alternative but to put it into landfill.
Right.
Every time.
How long do we reckon we've been doing that for? This is just one. So wholesalers, how many wholesalers in the country, how many times have we been throwing food to landfill because of these reasons?
They must throw away thousands of tons a year, and it's all edible.
There's no official data, but it's estimated that in the UK, up to 25% of fruit and veg is wasted before it reaches the consumers.
That's a great example, isn't it?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with us, but illegally we cannot sell it.
And there's literally one.
You know, we're being called radical. This is not bloody radical, this is common sense. We could feed the world twice over with just waste food alone, let alone how much food is being produced and grown around the world. It's just about distribution and access. That's the fundamental problems with what's going on in the food system right now.
We're talking about distribution and access.
I know, let's get it all done,
start distributing this, eh? So you're expecting a lot of people for lunch today?
Yeah, good 40, 50 people coming.
Yeah? I hope they like oranges. And it's not just perishable produce, they'll take almost anything. Adam and his team have intercepted 15,000 leftover cupcakes, over half a ton of chocolate bars, and 70 kilograms of unwanted smoked cheese.
We're going to do anything between 50 and 100 tons this year.
Right.
In one cafe.
Right.
In one cafe. 10, 12 kilos, I reckon. There's whole chickens, there's chicken breast, chicken legs.
Still, it's not at all what I expected, or I'm sure what a lot of people think of. You know, I thought we'd be rooting about in skips out the back of the supermarket.
Exactly. This is what we need to explore.
Back at the cafe, it's time to prepare lunch. And while most of the ingredients are simply surplus or past their prime, some are also past their legal use-by date.
But this is an example of a product having a use-by date on it, which isn't a raw product, which isn't shellfish, it's not raw meat, it's saturated in vinegars and sugars and citric acid to preserve it. By law, you are not allowed to serve food past its use-by date or sell food past its use-by date.
Okay, but you can get around that by...
No, I'm not getting around it at all. I'm breaking the law. I'm just going straight direct through it and going, you know what, this is wrong. I can prove to you that this food is safe.
If Adam had let bureaucracy hold him back, he'd probably still be planning his opening night.
Sushi, sir.
Instead, he just started cooking. 14 months later, the cafe's passed all its health and safety checks and has served up nearly 10,000 meals on a pay-as-you-feel basis in one of the UK's most deprived neighbourhoods. So do you eat here regularly?
The food's great, and I love the ethos of the projects as well. You know, places like this are invaluable.
Yeah.
You know, they're invaluable for so many people that can't afford to eat or living on that bread life. It's invaluable.
It's just a way of contributing and rebuilding a very, very broken community at the moment.
Last year in the UK, nearly 1 million people relied on food banks just to get by. Nearly 3 times as many as the year before. So it's no surprise that Adam's idea is spreading. So we come down to East London to meet a couple who've been inspired by what Adam's doing. And they've opened up their own real junk food cafe and called it Save the Date. Ruth and James were looking for.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing? Hi.
Hi.
James. Bit of Christmas pudding in there, that'll keep. 2011, alright? It's like we actually have our kind of inbuilt best before sensors already, don't we?
It's like common sense. It smells funky. I'm not going to eat it.
Anyone can start a junk food cafe. One of the only rules is you have to catalogue every gram of food that you intercept. This information is then fed into a growing nationwide data set.
The data is there because that's what's going to make people realise that there's a problem. Like we can talk about food waste, we're all aware of food waste, we know about it, but it's when you see the hard facts and figures and this sheer volume of wastage, then you're going to take note and something's going to change.
As the network grows, Adam hopes the data they collect will become a tool to provoke government and business to change their ways. And the UK Cabinet Office have already shown an interest in the figures. While there was only around a dozen cafes in the network to draw on last year, that number has now more than doubled to 25 and counting.
Doncaster I opened up a couple of weeks ago, Birmingham, Leamington Spa, we got 6 in Leeds, there's 4 in Bradford, so that's 10 just up in Yorkshire already. Bethesda, Wales, Edinburgh, yeah, Glasgow, Dumfries, I've had offers from Manila and Bali and Ghana, Zurich, Cape Town, Warsaw, parts of Germany and France. I've had offers from all over the world. You could do this anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. I have no doubts about it whatsoever. Here's some food, here's some people, feed them, let them pay what they want, it's as simple as that. Yeah, of course. Service?
Food is nearly ready, everybody's starting to turn up. And what's amazing is thinking that actually this would be happening whether Adam was here or not. And it's really, it comes down to that one thing. It's like that one guy had this vision and he had the courage to stand up and do something. And he's inspired this entire network of people that have all got on board. And who knows where it could end.
I reckon if they had the opportunity to stop us, it should have been day one when I opened that cafe. Because the snowball effect now is that it's not just me doing stuff, it's a whole movement.